हेलो दोस्तों, बिगनर्स पॉइंट में आपका स्वागत है और अभी हम कर रहे हैं करंट अफेयर्स। लॉन्च ऑफ माइक्रोसाइट फॉर बैंक नोट्स। ये कुछ नोट्स वगैरह की शायद 10 का 200 2000 जितने भी होते हैं। अ माइक्रोसाइट फॉर बैंक नोट्स हैज़ बीन लॉन्च्ड बाय द रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया। द माइक्रोसाइट प्रोवाइड्स members of the public a platform to access information on banknotes such as details of the design and security features through a 360-degree view of the banknotes, multimedia, video, audio, animation, interactive games, etc. With a simple and efficient navigation, the microsite also has a dedicated section for information on exchange of banknotes. The new microsite replaces the earlier microsite. 2000 banknote Mahatma Gandhi New Series Journal Details issued by the Reserve Bank of India RBI with governor's signature, base magenta 66 mm into 166 mm, reserve motif मंगलयान, जो पीछे की साइड बना होता है क्या बना है मंगलयान, इंडियाज फर्स्ट इंटरप्लेनेटरी मिशन जो था। See through register with numeral 2000 Mahatma Gandhi's portrait and electrotype watermark 2000 latent image with numeral 2000 number panel with numerals in ascending front top left or bottom right denominal denominational numeral 2000 in Devanagari denominational numeral with rupees symbol 2000 in color changing ink green to blue at bottom right. Portrait of Mahatma Gandhi at the center, Ashoka pillar emblem on the right, micro letters Bharat and India, features for visually impaired, raised printing of Gandhi portrait, Ashoka pillar emblem, identification mark with 2007 angular bleed lines, color shift security thread with inscription Bharat RBI 2000 green to blue when titled. Guarantee clause, governor's signature with promise clause, and RBI emblem near Gandhi's portrait. RBI features year of printing on the left, language panel, Swachh Bharat logo with slogan, motif of Mangalyaan, denominational numeral 2000 in Devanagari. Design includes geometric patterns matching the color scheme on both sides. अब आ जाते हैं ₹500 पे। The 5000 denomination banknotes in the Mahatma Gandhi new series bear the signature of the Governor Reserve Bank of India. The note has a motif of red fort on the reserve, symbolizing India's cultural heritage. पीछे की साइड क्या बना है? Red fort. The base color of the note is stone grey. The note features additional design and geometric patterns in line with its color scheme on both sides. The size of the note is 6 mm into 150 mm. Oversea feature see-through register with denominational numeral 5000 Mahatma Gandhi's portrait and electrotype 5000 watermarks. Latent image with denominational numeral 500 ये 500 है सब 500 numeral panel with numerals in ascending font on the top left side and bottom right side denominational numeral 5000 in Devanagari यानी कि हिंदी में लिखा होगा denominational numeral with rupee symbol 500 5000 500 in color changing ink green to blue on bottom right portrait on Mahatma Gandhi at the center. ठीक है, अब आ जाते हैं इस पे अशोका पिलर ऑन द राइट. अशोका पिलर एम्बलम ऑन द राइट, माइक्रो लेटर्स भारत और इंडिया लिखा होगा. सम फीचर्स फॉर द विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड इन टैग्लियो एंड रेज्ड प्रिंटिंग ऑन महात्मा गांधी पोर्ट्रेट. अशोका पिलर एम्बलम सर्कुलर आइडेंटिफिकेशन मार्क विद माइक्रो टेक्स्ट 500 on the right, 5 angular bleed lines on both the left and right sides. Color shift windowed. Security thread with inscription Bharat RBI. Color of the thread changes from green to blue when the note is titled. Guarantee clause, governor's signature with promise clause and RBI emblem towards right of Mahatma Gandhi's portrait. Reserve features: year of printing of the note on the left, language panel, Swachh Bharat logo with slogan, motif on of red fort, denominational numeral 500 in Devanagari. ये नया कुछ है, गवर्नमेंट्स फर्स्ट ऑफ इट्स kind AI based weather forecasting program for agriculture reaching 3.8 crore farmers. Crores of farmers across India depend on rainfall for kharif farming, their main source of income and livelihood. If farmers receive advance forecast about the monsoon, it can help them make better decision about what to plant, how much and when. This is now possible thanks to a revolution in weather forecasting driven by artificial intelligence AI. The Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare (MOAFW) is harnessing the power of AI for farmers. In novel public initiative, MOAFW sent AI-based monsoon forecast via SMS M-Kisan to nearly 3.8 crore farmers across 13 states this year. This forecast was available earlier than ever before, up to 4 weeks ahead of the rain. AI-based models made it possible to design forecasts specifically for farmers' needs, giving farmers a critical tool for planning their kharif agricultural decisions. This is the first of its kind targeted dissemination of AI weather forecasts to date, marking MOAFW as world leader in applying AI weather forecasting to directly benefit farmers. This year the monsoon arrived early, but there was a pause in the northward progression, stalling rains and mid-season for 20 days. The AI-based forecast distributed by the MOAFW correctly identified this pause in monsoon progression. The government sent updated information to farmers every week until continuous rain arrived in their area. AI revolution in weather forecasting since 2022. An AI-driven revolution has transformed the science of weather forecasting, delivering more accurate predictions in many settings. These models can be tailored to meet user needs and are enhancing our ability to predict complex phenomena such as the Indian monsoon weeks in advance. The forecasts used by MOAFW were a blend of two open access models, Google's Neural (GCM) and ECMWF's Artificial Intelligence Forecasting Systems (AIFS). In rigorous evaluations, these models were shown to clearly outperform other available forecasts at predicting the start of the monsoon locally for farmers. Indian Navy commissions INS Aravali at Gurugram. INS Aravali, Indian Navy's latest naval base, was commissioned at Gurugram in presence of ADM Dinesh K. Tripathi, Chief of the Naval Staff, on 12 September 2025. In an impressive commissioning ceremony, CNS was presented a 50-man Guard of Honor. Captain Sachin Kumar Singh, the first commanding officer of the unit, recited the invocation in Sanskrit, followed by reading of the commissioning warrant. After the unveiling of the commissioning plaque by Ms. Shashi Tripathi, President NWWA, the naval ensign was hoisted to the tune of the national anthem. With the last note of the national anthem, the commissioning pennant was broken on the mast. INS Aravalli, deriving its name from the unwavering Aravalli Range, shall support various information and communication centers of the Indian Navy, which are key to India's and Indian Navy's command, control and maritime domain awareness (MDA) framework, guided by the motto Samudrik Surakshaya Sahyogam, or maritime security through collaboration. The naval base exempt exemplifies supportive and collaborative ethos, working seamlessly with naval units, MDA centers, and allied stakeholders. The crest of the base comprises central mountain imagery perfectly symbolizing the unwavering and strong Aravalli Range, and the rising sun representing internal vigilance, resilience, and energy, in addition to the dawn of niche technological capabilities in the field of communications and MDA. Fourth edition of World Food India 2025, the global mega food event, will be inaugurated by Shri Narendra Modi. The fourth edition of the global mega food event, World Food India WFI 2025, is set to be inaugurated by the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi on 25th September 2025 at 6 p.m. at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. The inaugural ceremony will also be graced by the presence of Shri Chirag Paswan, Union Minister of Food Processing Industries. Organized by the Ministry of Food Processing Industries (MOFPI), Government of India, World Food India 2025 will be held from 25-28 September 2025. Recognizing the transformative potential of the food processing sector, this flagship global event aims to position India as the food hub of the world by fostering collaboration, innovation, and investments across the food processing value chain. Building on the remarkable success of its earlier editions, the fourth edition of World Food India will serve as premier international platform bringing together policymakers, industry leaders, entrepreneurs, investors, researchers, and this year New Zealand and Saudi Arabia have been designated as partners countries, while Japan, UAE, Vietnam, and Russia will participate as focus countries. Their participation will further deepen bilateral ties, enhance knowledge exchange, and create new opportunities for trade and investment in the food processing sector. Two prestigious international events: Third Global Food Regulators Summit by FSSAI, which will provide a unique platform for global regulators to discuss harmonization of food safety standards and strengthen regulatory cooperation. 24th India International Safe Food Show (IISS) by Seafood Export Exporters Association of India (SEAI), focusing on India's growing seafood export potential and global market linkages, are being held as parallel events as part of World Food India. In preparation for this mega event, the Union Minister of Food Processing Industries Shri Chirag Paswan visited Bharat Mandapam on 11th September 2025 to conduct a detailed review of the arrangements. The minister assessed the venue layout, logistics, stall planning, security arrangements, and protocols for welcoming international delegates. He emphasized the need to ensure seamless coordination, adherence to international standards, and creation of a world class experience for all participants. Government announced annual licensing policy for cultivation of opium poppy for crop year 2025-26 for MP, Rajasthan and UP. The Union Government today announced the annual licensing policy for crop year 2025-26 during the opium crop year 1st October 2025 to 30 September 2026 of license for cultivation of opium poppy for the farmers in the states of Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh as per the general conditions enshrined in the policy. Nearly 1.21 lakh farmers are estimated to be eligible for the grant of license for opium cultivation in these states. This represents a 23.5% increase over the number of licenses actually issued in the previous crop year. The policy thus brings approximately 15,000 additional farmers into the fold who are expected to benefit from opium cultivation this year. The central government continues to ensure adequate supply of alkaloids to meet medical and palliative care needs. Concurrently, efforts are underway to augment processing capacity through indigenous and self-reliant measures with a view of meeting the requirements of alkaloids for the production of essential narcotic drugs. Key features of the annual license policy includes retention of existing opium gum cultivators who have achieved an average morphine yield (MQYM) of 4.2 kg per hectare or above. Existing opium gum cultivators with morphine yields between 3 kg and 4.2 kg per hectare are now eligible to cultivate an enhanced poppy straw under the concentrate of poppy straw (CPS) method with the 5-year license validity. Furthermore, the digitization of cultivators data since 1995-96 has enhanced inclusivity, enabling marginal farmers from past years to access licenses by meeting the prescribed eligibility and relaxed criteria. The government process to incentivize high performing farmers who have achieved yields of 900 kg per hectare and above of unlensed poppy straw by offering them the option to switch to the traditional method of opium gum cultivation. This transition is intended to promote higher yields of opium from their holdings while also serving as a positive reinforcement mechanism to reduce the risk of diversion from the fields. Simultaneously, the government will suspend license for the crop year 2025-26 for farmers under CPS cultivation who did not meet the prescribed minimum qualifying yield (MQY) of 800 kg per hectare during the previous crop year 2024-25. NIFT Patna and ABFRL signed an MOU to empower rural women of the self-help group SHG Jivika. The National Institute of Fashion Technology (NIFT) Patna under the Ministry of Textiles announced a significant partnership with Aditya Birla Fashion and Retail Limited (ABFRL) through the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) in the presence of Union Minister of Textiles Shri Giriraj Singh. This initiative seeks to transform the lives of rural women by equip them with industry-relevant skills and providing direct access to employment opportunities in Bihar's growing textile sector. Under this collaboration, women from self-help groups, popularly known as Jivika Didis, will be trained at NIFT Patna in garment manufacturing techniques, quality control, and machinery operation. The comprehensive training program has been designed to prepare participants for employment at ABFRL's upcoming textile manufacturing unit in Begusarai district, thereby creating a structured pathway from skill development to secure livelihoods. The Jivika Didis represent the backbone of Bihar's Jivika program implemented by the Bihar Rural Livelihoods Promotion Society (BRLPS) with support from the Government of India and the World Bank. Retail inflation rises to 2.07% in August as decline in food prices slows. India's retail inflation rate based on the Consumer Price Index (CPI) recorded a slight uptick in August to 2.07% from an 8-year low of 1.6% in July owing to a low base effect and reduced deflation in food prices. The inflation data released by the National Statistics Office (NSO) showed retail prices rose 1.69% in rural India and 2.47% in urban areas. Economists reckon while low prices bode well for consumers, with the recent cuts in goods and service tax (GST) rates expected to further lower the inflation print up to 90 basis points (bps) this financial year. However, it is not good for the government's balance sheet, with the impact of slower gross domestic product (GDP) growth visible and rise in tax collection trailing the fiscal year 26 budget targets. The latest inflation print is in sync with the downward revision in price projections by the Reserve Bank of India (RBI) in its bi-monthly policy review last month, with the average pace for 25-26 fiscal year 26 estimated at 3.1% from 3.7%, while consumer prices increased an average of 2.69% in the first quarter this fiscal year (Q1 fiscal year 26). The RBI expects Q2 price rise to average 2.1% before reaching 3.1% in Q3 and 4.4% in Q4. The data showed food prices recorded a reduced deflation rate in August (-0.69%) as compared to (-1.8%) in July. This was largely driven by 16.92% year-on-year rise in tomato prices, the sharpest in 7 months. Among 22 major states and union territories (UTs) having a population of more than 5 million for which data is available. 10 states and UTs recorded an inflation rate higher than the national average. Kerala recorded the highest retail inflation rate of 9.04%, while Assam minus 0.66% and Odisha minus 0.55% recorded deflation. India becomes third largest agrochemical exporter with $3.3 billion exports. India's agrochemical exports nearly trebled in 10 years to $3.3 billion in fiscal year 25, up from $1.3 billion in 2014 to 15, making the country the third largest exporter of agrochemicals after China and the US. A report by the Agrochemicals Federation of India (ACFI) and Deloitte released. To sustain the momentum, ACFI has urged the government to introduce a production-linked incentive (PLI) scheme and tax holidays for the sector. It said these measures would reduce import dependence for key molecules and help establish agrochemical manufacturing hubs across India, thereby boosting domestic production. The association, which represents all major agrochemical companies in India, also advocated for greater public-private cooperation in research and development and the strengthening of micro, small and medium enterprises (MSMEs). The Indian agrochemical market estimated at around 69,000 crore in fiscal year 24, with exports accounting for 51% by value and domestic formulations for 49%. It is largely a multi-source generic market with an 80% share. As more products go off patent globally, the share of generics is likely to rise further. The report said the government agrochemical market is dominated by insecticides, 41% share, followed by herbicides, 22%, fungicide, 21%, plant growth regulators, 6%, biostimulate is- stimulants, 8%, and seed treatment products, 2% in fiscal year 24. From fiscal year 21 to 24, the insecticide segment grew at a compound annual growth rate (CAGR) of 6%, fungicides at 8%, and herbicides at 10%, making herbicides the fastest growing segment in agrochemicals. Eight crop segments: rice, cotton, wheat, soybean, chilies, grapes, sugarcane, and gram contribute about 65% of the domestic agrochemical market. In terms of graphics, the top state clusters for agrochemical sales include Maharashtra and Goa 22%, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana 21%, Madhya Pradesh 10%, Karnataka 8%, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand 8%, Tamil Nadu and Kerala 6%, and Gujarat 5%. Together, these account for around 75% of the domestic agrochemical market. Former Chief Justice Sushila Karki is Nepal's first woman Prime Minister. Nepal President Ramchandra Paudel appointed from former Chief Justice Sushila Karki as the country's new Prime Minister and dissolved the parliament September 12, 2025 as days of political turmoil showed sign of abating in the Himalayan nation. He also announced fresh elections on March 5, 2026. President Paudel has announced elections to the House of Representatives for March 5, 2026. The House dissolution comes soon after Ms. Karki was sworn in as the Prime Minister of an interim cabinet. Ms. Karki, 73, the first woman Chief Justice of Nepal, is now the country's first woman Prime Minister. Former Meghalaya Chief Minister D.D. Lapang passes away. Former Meghalaya Chief Minister Donwa Deathwelson Lapang passed away at hospital in Shillong on September 12, 2025. He was 93. The late Lapang started his political career by contesting and winning the Nongpo Assembly constituency as an independent candidate in 1972. The year Meghalaya was carved out of Assam as a separate state. He later joined the Congress party. His first stint as the chief minister was from 1992 to February 1993. He returned to the post in March 2203, but dissidents within the Congress-led coalition government forced him to step down in June 206, 2006. He was sworn in for the third time in March 2007. After the assembly elections the following year, he was sworn in again on March 10, 2008, but resigned 9 days later. His fourth and final tenure as the Chief Minister began on May 13, 2009. Following 2 months of President's rule in state, he resigned on April 19, 2010. After more than 40 years of association with the Congress Party, the late Lepang joined the Konrad K. Sangma-headed National People's Party in 2018. He was made the chief advisor to the मेघालय गवर्नमेंट दैट ईयर। और इसी के साथ करंट अफेयर भी हो जाती है समाप्त।